Ashley Howard with Ashley Howard Teaches, and we are on CC Cycle 2, Week 2, 5th edition. I'm so glad you dropped by. We're going to have so much fun. Don't forget to hang around to the very end because I will have ideas for review games. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so that you don't miss a thing on the next video, the next weeks to come. I so appreciate it. It helps this channel so much every single time. So for math this week, we're gonna be skip counting by 3s and by 4s. And what I love to do is get some painter's tape out. Now, any supply that I mentioned in this video, I will link in the description below so you don't have to go looking for it or rewind or anything like that. But what I like to do is put out a line for our masking tape. Now, if you have a small room, you might just put one big line. But if you have a bigger room, you can even make it more fun and make lines all over that connect, almost like a maze. And what you'll have them do is they can skip count while they either jump over the line constantly, or they can ski over the line back and forth, or they might tiptoe behind the line and jump forward. There's so many different ways that you can do this. Now, if you have a bigger room and you can make lots of lines, you can make a maze and they can't fall into the lava. So they stand on the line and they walk on the line all the way through the classroom and they can't fall off. And then they walk backwards and then they walk with their arms out. So as you can see, there's so many fun ways to do this. Now for skip counting by 4s, I like to bring out my potato. Now sometimes I like to make him funny and put a face on him with Sharpie, but he's my hot potato. I used to use one that was musical and it was just so distracting. So now I just use a regular potato and we pass it around as we say our 4s, and then we play the music for the math as well. So it makes it fun. They can pass it around and then I'll stop periodically and say, who has the hot potato? So they think that's really fun. And then we reverse the direction, but they're listening to the song and skip counting over and over. Now, before I do all of these games with my 3s and their 4s, I want to make sure that they know their numbers. So what I like to do is bring these out. Now, this is a free download for you. You can find it in the description below. It has all your skip counting. So this is a freebie for you. So feel free to download it and you can use these. What I like to do is pick our numbers. We'll skip count, touch them a couple times as we go through them and say each number, and then we do our fun activities. So that's how I like to do math this week. So I know some of us are interested in foreign language as well. We learn Latin in the classroom, but I love to teach Spanish. And so if you would like, I have a free Spanish printable for you below. I also have one that I sell on TPT that has about 40 pages, much longer. So let's move on to English. So for English this week, we're talking about pronouns. So this one is really fun. I like to do it to the sound of the song La Cucaracha. So we'll start with singing the song slowly. So we'll do our shakers and we'll say a pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition. And then we'll sing it again. A pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition. Cha-cha-cha. So they have fun with that. Then we'll do it low, then we'll do it high again. And we just do fun things like that. I even like we'll throw them up in the air and catch them as we sing it. So there's some fun, really silly ways you can have fun with that. So that's how I like to do English for this week. If you were there for cycle 1, I showed you, I made these shakers really simple, put some rice inside, put tape around it, no big deal. But I also have linked some from Amazon that are really cute and much better looking than these. So you can find those down below too. So another thing I love to have in the morning is caffeine, because I kind of run on caffeine sometimes. And maybe I don't need the caffeine, but what I love, I made this homeschool mama bear mug. So if you're interested, I have a link in the description below. It has a little heart on the back. It's just kind of fun to have that homeschool mama mug with you and just enjoy your caffeine. So this week for science, for land biomes, we're gonna start with grassland. So we're gonna go like this for grass. And then for desert, we're gonna go like this, like it's really hot. And then for tundra, we're gonna pretend like we're an elephant because they weigh a ton. So we're gonna go like that. Or alternately, you can go like this, like you're really strong and you can carry a ton. And then for deciduous forest, it sounds like you're deciding, so we point to our head like this. And then for coniferous forest, we're going to make a cone with our hands like this. And then for tropical rainforest, we're just gonna make raining hands all the way down. So we'll do those and we'll go through those hand motions 2 or 3 times. And then I like it to put it to the song. Now, if they want to continue with the hand motions, they can, but sometimes it's confusing when you go from hand motions to song. But I like to do it both ways because you have different learners that pick it up differently. So for our song, we're going to do Joy to the World. It'll go something like this. Grasslands, deserts, scrublands, tundra, deciduous forest, coniferous forest, tropical rainforest. What are some kinds of biomes? What are some kinds of biomes? What are some kinds of biomes? So, a little early in the year to be bringing out the Christmas tunes, but it really fit with this song, so I went with it. So that is our tune for science and our hand motions. So you have a lot to work with that week. So let's move on to history. So our hand motions for history this week will go like this. For 54, we're gonna do 5 fingers and 4 fingers. And then for church, we'll make a steeple, and then we'll make it split apart like this. And then for Roman Catholic, we're gonna make an R and a C on one hand. Eastern Orthodox, we're gonna make a sign an E, and then we're gonna make an O like this, just to make it more fun. For the conqueror, we're gonna go like this, like we're punching like this. Just be really careful, don't punch your neighbor. We're going to go like this. And then for defeated, we're gonna put our hand on our hip, and we're gonna put our sword in like this, and we're gonna go like this and put our arm in the air for defeated. And then for king, we're going to put our crown on our head. For England, we're going to have our proper England hands. Or alternately, you could have your English T like this. And for 66, we're just gonna fit 6 fingers out like this. And for feudalism, we're going to go like this. Now, one fun thing that you can add into this is if you see any pool noodles for sale, just cut those in half, and you can have by 3 of them, and it'll fit your whole class, probably 3 or 4 of them, and cut them in half. And you can put those in front of them as they sing the song. And that feudalism part, they repeat that a couple times. So they can have their swords going around like this. A really cheap way to make it super fun. So that's a cute little idea. Alternately, you could use paper towel rolls, which I always have plenty of those. So that's another way you can do it. Make it fun for them. So let's move on to geography. So for geography this week, we're doing a lot of waters. So I love to bring out my goldfish this week. So I always ask the parents if anybody's allergic, or alternately you can buy those little erasers online that are little fish shaped. So that's fun too. And they can go swimming through your different locations. The fun thing I like to do with geography is have them at the very end, after we've outlined, after we've dotted, after we've moved our fish to the different locations. I always like to have them put everything down because they kind of get distracted with their pens, and have them look up and I point to them and they say them as they go along. Another way that I've heard to do it is to have them draw different shapes out of order, so that way they really know those locations. So a smiley face on one, a triangle on another, but out of order so that they're not just copying the pattern of the movement. So those are some tips for geography. So I also wanted to tell y'all, I found this amazing laminator that you can use to laminate your stuff if you're one of those people who likes to put stuff on the board and laminate it and have it all ready. Scotch thermal laminator, and this thing is awesome because even with cardstock, it doesn't wrinkle. With regular paper, it doesn't wrinkle. I've had so many problems with laminators, but this thing is gold, and I just love it. So check that out, my link below. So let's move on to Latin. So for Latin this week, we're doing first declension endings again. So this is great because you've already done this, they kind of know them. So this is the week I love to bring out the index cards, and they pull the index cards out of the bag and it has something funny on them. So it might say do a cowgirl voice, do a dinosaur voice, or march while you do it, or do jumping jacks while you do it, or do wall sits, or do crawl like you're crawling up a ladder. There's so many fun different ones. So that's a fun way to do your English since you've already practiced it once, and this is just kind of a review. So let's move to hands-on fine arts. Okay, so hands-on fine arts this week is mirror images. And I love this one. And what I love to do first is have them come up to the whiteboard. And I'll have each child get to take a turn. I'll draw half of a shape, maybe like a heart or half a circle, and they get to come up and finish it. And then what I like to do is I have already printed out some sheets. You can find some on CC Connected, or maybe you Google them, and they're mirror image practice sheets. So I like to play the classical music, have lots of colors out, and they get to finish these mirror images. And that takes a little bit. They have fun with that. Some are really good, some need a little help, and it's just really fun to see their different skill sets and the way God has blessed them all with different skills. So then after that, sometimes it takes the whole time, but sometimes not. And I like to be super prepared. I don't like to be wondering what I'm gonna do next. I always like to have a couple things extra planned. So if you look online, there's some great mirror images that you can do as a class. So then after they've completed their sheets, what I like to do is hand out a more advanced mirror image that we can work together as a class on. So I'll hand those papers out and I will do it together with them on the whiteboard. And we'll talk about mirror images and how we want to have symmetry and balance in our pictures and how to do that. And I like to have parents around just to kind of help during this time as well. So that's a great way to do mirror images. I also like to bring examples of different ones that can be done. I like to bring a lot of different ones for practice because you have students who are able to get them done super fast and some students who might take the whole time on one exercise. So I always bring extra just so that we have plenty of things to do, plenty of time. So that's fine arts for this week. So for review this week, I like to do Connect for Battleship. It is so much fun. Okay, so I will link that down below. It's really fun, and if you look online, it looks much better than this. I don't have it all set up, but what they try to do is sink each other's battleship with little kind of ping pong type balls, and so they throw it over and you make two different teams in your class, and they both get to try to sink the other ship. Now this could last forever. You might not be able to get them to go to lunch or go on to the next thing after this because it's so much fun. My kids love this game. So this is a fun one for review. Now if you don't have this game or you're looking for a free option, I totally get you. So I also love to play Four Corners. This age group, when they're younger, Four Corners is so much fun. And after I call it the corner, I still have the whole class answer the questions because A, they like to answer, and B, it's good review for them. So we'll go through and they answer each question and then we'll do another corner and go through. Now if they start to get a little tired of that, I like to do Mother May I, and I can kind of throw in a couple of those games. So that's a really easy option, and then the Connect for Battleship is another option that you can do as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was such a blessing to be able to speak to you today. I hope that you hit that subscribe button and that like button if you got value out of this video. It is so good to hear from y'all. I love your comments. Also, I would love to hear from you. What is your biggest struggle in the classroom? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I'd also love to hear what is your favorite review game? Share with us in the comments below. We could all use more help with that. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you've subscribed. I hope you like this video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.